Welcome to Rauta's double feature here in Rauta. This time we have a black metal band from Germany. This one is called Illum Adora, and what I have here is two MCD releases for you, which I will tell you a little bit about as soon as I present you this on Metal Archives. Curious enough, I was sent with a bag of gifts, so let's unbox these as well, while taking a look at the band's stuff and talking about it. Here on Metal Archives site, you will see the discography and basic information about the band. With the related links box, you will find the information to Bandcamp and Facebook site. And on Bandcamp, you can actually listen to a few of them, of those releases, though I couldn't find, at least at the during the making of this video and review of this Son of Dawn EP, which is already out since 2016. This is the other one on this review. As you can see, this is quite old already, but I decided to feature it because the band sent it me, and the other one is from 2020, so this gives you a little bit of insight about the comparison and how the band has changed through 4 years or so. The other versions as well, as you can see, this has been released quite a few times, a couple of times on CD and 10 tapes in digital version. Whereas if we take a look at this newer MCD, the latest one called Infernum at Necromantium, I would guess it's like something like Inferno and Necromancy, or something along those lines. Anyway, this is then again 5 tracks, of one being a Behemoth cover track and 22 minutes of length. So 18 and 22 minutes MCDs here in essence, and that's pretty much to give you a basic idea what's going on with the band's releases. And as you can see, there is only one full-length album, despite the band being out there already almost 10 years. Then some EP, split live album and whatnot. So interesting, colorful discography, but not too active on the full-length department. And this is also curious, this is featuring only 2 members as the main lineup. But there are some session members which I will start featuring you right now. So here we have. Let's start out unboxing actually this one, this package that came with the CDs. I know this is not the regular deal if you just happen to order it from the band, I guess, but at least now you know these are available. So postcard of sorts, being hand numbered also, sort of a collector's item, I guess. Neat. Then not so much hand numbered one. Then we have these pins. So all these important sigils are featured here with the goat face and album cover, and also this other image. The band seems rather fascinated with these particular masks, which are both here featured on the covers. Pardon for that reflection coming out. Summertime can be a bitch, both in good and bad. I mean, I don't mind it having this natural light here for the sake of making a video, but it's also rather annoying when it starts to reflect the light from those jewel case covers. Underneath, nothing much, it's just white, and here you have this Son of Dawn MCD tracklist with the curious images included, CD of 18 minutes, and then obviously the booklet. We have some classical setup here with some candles, books, bones, you name it. Then we have the recording information on the other side of booklet, and that's a sentence what the band keeps saying in many parts, even on their social media page and images: non-Serbian black metal. I don't know about you, but it totally reflects or associates me with, gives me these ideas from 1990s when Rodenkreis released their non-Serbian album. Not that they invented the term, but anyway, here is how I got to know it anyway. And this is the newer one with 5 tracks, Infernum et Necromantium. And now comes some adult-only imagery. This band is loaded with a pair of tits in multiple formats. So this is adult content only, be warned. You will see some breasts. I don't know why breasts are more evil or more dangerous to the world than guns and violence, but that's how it seems to be in the United States of America anyway. So while people might not be shocked about gun deaths and, well, guns in particular and all violence, well, breasts are there to, you know, conquer the world and dominate people all around. So as you can see, quite a selection of these natural, beautiful things called breasts. Lots of them. So here you have lyrics, information about the lineup and all that. Now let's get back to the metal archive side while I start talking about the actual releases. Let's start with the older one, which is called Son of Dawn. Now this is mostly melodic black metal throughout the whole length, but there's some trashy elements. And after a first spin, this really didn't ring any bells like some certain bands. But after a while, it started to remind me of another German band, and that is Disaster. Now Disaster with E is in fact sort of a black trash band, and it's not like Illum Adora is nowhere near of that level of trashiness, but there are these kind of a trashy parts with some of the riffs, and the general mood with synths and whatnot is something that kind of resonates with the Disaster style. So while this is more melodic and synth-driven black metal and quite neat with that, there is something trashy about the stuff. While this is nothing original as such, and some people might be used as a kind of a tool against the band, I would say there's nothing wrong with, you know, being sort of a kind of a classic output. I mean, you have fast tempo, you have those atmospheric synth parts, and you have kind of a basic production, not exactly raw, not exactly polished or mainstreamish, but something along those lines, and then you have it. And it's very much filled with those melodies which are almost catchy. I say almost because it's not like they drill into your brain and become uber memorable, but something that is very easy and quite enjoyable to listen to. So nice start after a couple of demos. Then the other one called this Infernum Necromantium. This is a little bit different, and now you have to remember that the lineup has changed throughout the years. So already between 4 years, 2016, 2020, and obviously the band has recorded these a little bit earlier. The lineup has a little bit changed, and so has the style. I mean, it's mostly the same, melodic, synth-driven, and there are these trashy mini bits here and there. Something is a little changed, and I cannot say it's little really for the better. I mean, on some parts the band seems like it's evolving and progressing, and on some parts it's like going backwards. So it's more like sidestepping rather than anything else. Not really actually improving the overall feeling, because, for example, I think this newer MCD is a little bit, I don't know, the sound is a little bit different, and I think the original one is actually a bit better. But these are obviously matters of taste. And then you have these synths, and then you have these kind of atmospheric parts, which in my opinion are a little bit more dominating on this one rather as on the Son of Dawn one. But still, you can pretty much figure out it's from the same rock or tree, so it's not like the band has changed too much. Just enough that you will see or actually hear these changes. That with those breasts, and that's how the band has changed. I don't know, this is pretty decent stuff, definitely, but not the greatest of the great this year, definitely not, because I think the band is still very much like in this progress phase. So it's neat stuff, it's easy to listen, easy to enjoy, but not exactly the purest A class, if you know what I mean. With all these things being said, obviously you want to hear it for yourself, so click with those Bandcamp links and give it a listen, then you will know whether or not this is your cup of tea. But if you have a soft spot for melodic black metal and you don't mind the fast parts or a little bit trashiness, then this should be your cup of tea. So give it a chance. Who knows how you like it. Thanks for watching, and should you have any comments, put them on the comment box below. See ya and take care.